Nice, dead center. Let's do that again. And you always have to work with your weak hand, your weak knee, whether you hit or not. Yes, Hickok 45, shooting my handgun, my pistol, however the heck I want to shoot it. It's my gun, it's legal, so I can hold it however I like, right? So let's put it over here. You're wondering why I have a 44, when we're going to mainly talk about this firearm, the SMI 300 Blackout from Signature Manufacturing. We sure appreciate their giving this to us. We will thoroughly enjoy it. Beautiful gun, and it is a handgun. It's a pistol. So same thing. Let me put my ears on, and let's see if there's some different ways that this thing could be shot. Safety's on. All right. I kind of like that knee approach, to tell you the truth. Let's take the safety off. Shoot that barrel. That works all right. How about my traditional Glock hold? What if I could hit that 2-liter? Not that way. There we go. That's such a nice trigger. Put the safety on. There's probably other ways to shoot this. I discovered a way that I bet nobody knows about. Hey, look at that. Look at that. In case you were not aware, there's a way to shoot it. Pretty cool, huh? Safety on. Let's take that off. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? You know what? It might even shoot right here. I don't know. Let's try it. Yeah, I think. Not bad. Cool, cool. See if I can hit a clay pigeon. Yeah, that thing will shoot a lot of different ways. Let's take it over here and take a look at it and see what we think. Let's empty it. We are definitely clear. Click. Yes, this is the SMI from Signature Manufacturing, and you have seen it in our little teaser video. I'll get the strap back on there, but it's a good looking gun, isn't it? Some of you might think this doesn't look like something Hickok 45 would enjoy. Well, you probably don't think that now. Back in the early days you might have, when I was shooting all my old stuff more. But this is a pretty cool gun, and let's take it apart since it's not too hot yet. All right. This now, as I understand, Signature Manufacturing, they kind of have specialized in custom guns. Most of the guns that come out of it, I think they're custom to an extent where it's by special order, lots of it with different features, kind of based on what you want, what they make. I think they do most of their they buy a lot of these things in cast form, and then the forgings and whatever, and then they finish them, and they do some different things. They offer some of the parts here, the trigger guard, where you can get your finger in there better with gloves, and charging handle, things like that. What they call the BETR, I guess, kind of like Better is one of their brands there. I believe it comes out of there. But that's what this has. It has a BETR trigger and trigger guard, and the charging handle. And that trigger is amazing. John and I are duly impressed. You saw, I think, us take a few shots in the teaser video, and some people thought it was fully automatic, I think, especially when John was pumping them out. But you notice the bolt is, I think it's nickel boron, so they offer things like that. It's extremely slippery. I've cleaned it 2 or 3 different times already, and it's almost no job at all. So that's pretty cool. And of course, there's nothing else much in there. It is standard 300 Blackout. Let's stick that back in. Yeah, pretty interesting looking firearm. And of course, it's 30 caliber, right? What is my problem? Get your clutch tonight. Gotta get your thing up there. There we go. Oh, I hear the lovely sound of gunfire. Maybe dove hunting. The season, I think, opens this weekend. Hunters getting ready for dove season and all that stuff. Okay, so pretty cool. You got a lot of Magpul stuff on it. You got your SIG Arms sleeve here, which I showed you one way to use that. That's pretty cool. You have Magpul pistol grip here, the AFG, the angled forward grip, sights. You got backup, not iron sights, backup polymer sights, yeah, right there. Okay. Got a neat rail, like the rail, what's it called, key mod rail system, where it's easy to attach things to it. You just screw in, you don't have to have a nut or something behind there. It's an interesting system, most of you are probably aware of. Pretty cool. And you got a flared mag well for speed loads like this. So when I'm engaged in a large engagement, I can pull out my magazine and hit the hit the mag well more easily. What else does this thing have? It's what about the finish? What do you think of that? That's you may have seen it in the other teaser video, but that's pretty neat. I like that. It's not often that you find that kind of finish, because I think they call it the wrought iron chair finish, and I like it. In fact, we requested it because I think I got, there's a chair. We have these chairs around here, pretty handy, because lots of times I'm out here napping in these chairs, and I'll just stick my firearm in one of them, and that way nobody can see it if they sneak up on me and snatch it, because it just looks like the chair. Pretty cool, huh? I was thinking ahead. I'm always thinking. So I thought you'd appreciate that. Actually, I think they call it snakeskin, but we know what it really is. It's wrought iron chair finish, more so than snakeskin. Whatever it is, it's pretty neat. I like it. So what else about this thing? 300 Blackout, and you've got your like their KNS anti-walk pins there, keep the pins from walking out. You got to watch those. Sometimes if you shoot thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds every week, you might loosen up your pins. And those of you who have assembled your own ARs and know a lot about this, you recognize a lot of these parts, and you're very familiar with them, even more so than I am. Again, I've had ARs since 83, 84. I've owned one, never not owned one, since that time period, and have had a couple or three at different times. I'm just not an AR nerd like some people are. Now, I say that in a complimentary way. There are people who study this stuff, and they could tell you every company that makes a latch for it, and expound upon it, write essays on it, same with sights and everything else. And I'm sort of knowledgeable in some areas, but not as much in others with this. Oh, one thing I was going to show you is the castle nut. That's kind of a little different. You got a longer castle nut there, which is, has some advantages, as you can see. So it feels good. And so far it has worked like a Swiss watch. I shouldn't have said that. I just put the hex on it, didn't I? Because you never know in live video with semi-live humans what's going to happen. Let's save that one. We're shooting some Blue River ammo that SMI supplied too, so we appreciate that as much as the firearm. All right, let's see if we can hit anything with this thing. So which of my techniques should I use? Would you rather I shoot it from my knee? Shoot it weak-handed, one-handed? We could do that. Like I say, it's your gun, it's your handgun, so it's a legal firearm. So you're allowed to shoot it however you want to shoot the thing, right? So we'll shoot it from a variety of different positions maybe. Might stand on my head, do some trick shooting. Hey, there's a new type of trick shooting. Not based on what you hit, but just how you manage to shoot. Might try that. All right. Enough foolishness. Let's take a couple shots at something. All right, what can I hit? I'll use the shoulder method to begin with here. See if I can hit anything like that 2-liter. I couldn't hit it. Popped the top, didn't I? Let's see, I'll make sure I'm looking at the sights right now, because this is, there we go. I got him. That was not under pressure, so he doesn't react to, I think there's some water left in that thing right there. Yeah, I knew there was. Oh man. Makes short work of a 12-ouncer, doesn't it? Let's take those out. Whew. There's a cup. I missed. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Oh, and someone put a target up here. Let's put a couple on that. 300 Blackout. Am I empty already? That's pathetic. Wow, 30 rounds. Let's just pop another one in from my tactical reloader. Nice, let's do that again. Nice trigger. Really nice trigger. Oh, let's get that guy. I see some pots. Uh-oh, another 12 ouncer. Oh man, I love that trigger. It's fairly light. I think it's around 3 to 4 pounds, and oh, it is a good one. Well, of course, what can somebody hit with a handgun over across the hill? I don't know. There's not much we can shoot at. I see some cinder blocks that we painted red, or pieces of them. Maybe I can disturb them. That disturbed them all right. Let's try the red plate. Wait around it. All right. Do I have any more ammo? Oh yes. Okay, now we're using a variety of mag. That's a HK magazine. Those are some of the very best metal magazines you can find. I think we've shot some, we've been using some Magpul. They've done fine. Let's try another one. All right. All right, if I keep the sight from doubling up on me, I think I could maybe hit that. Nice for a handgun. Not too bad, huh? I see. Oh, let's save the cinder block. Let's try. A little hot to hit that stuff, isn't it? Oh, I see. Got a couple of clay pigeons left. I'm going low. Okay. Kind of risky or tricky. Yeah, okay. I took a shot at the cardboard and the burn barrel before we started, because with an AR, here again making excuses for all my misses, right? Well, actually you do have to be careful when you're shooting up close with an AR, because you've got a line of sight that's up here above the bore line, about like that. And so if you could imagine, here I go giving you information. If you're a new shooter, I should be charging you for this, right? If I think about it, if I held a piece of paper or cardboard, which I wouldn't do, you know, guns on safe, but it's hot. If I held maybe I'll do that sometime, held a piece of cardboard in front of the bore there and took a shot, you know, without it blowing the paper away from the blast, you know, whatever the sights are looking at would be, what, about that far above where the bullet hits. You think about it, right? Because we're pretty close. But now when you get out there at a certain distance, that comes together. So whenever you're shooting up close, I'm having to hold above the clay pigeon, somewhere up there about that far above it. So anyway, not a problem if you're shooting a large target, but something smaller sometimes you could misjudge, like the rest of that pot right there. Okay, what else? Okay, let's finish off that clay pigeon. I just had to do that. I promise, we're legal. We're legal. We're legal. All right. Put more one right here. I knew we were about empty. She's getting warm. Let's see. Feels fine though. I could hold it without that. It's not a problem. That angled foregrip there, it feels pretty good. I guess I'll leave that on there. I don't know. I might take that off at some point here and just see if I like it without it. Would of course be good for absorbing the heat if you're firing a few thousand rounds. That's for sure. See if there's anything else I forgot about here before I load him up again. You got your little symbols there instead of firing safe. You know, I think they did that just for me because they know I'm pretty much illiterate. So Didn't want any writing on there. I would have to actually read or interpret. Well, I can interpret those symbols. I kind of know what a bullet with an X through it might mean, but they knew that I'm kind of slack on my alphabet. I appreciate their thinking of me on that. Pretty neat. SMI, was not familiar with them, but ever since we received this, a couple weeks ago, we've enjoyed it. We have fired it. Yeah, like you saw in the teaser video, it's pretty cool. 300 Blackout. Let's see, ammo. What have I got? Yeah, got to shoot a few more. This is 150 grain ammo. I'll take a couple of shots over there at that red plate. He's gotten off pretty easily, I think. I painted the front sights, you might have noticed there, and I could actually see it, but I'm not careful. It kind of doubles up on me because you're so close to it. But it's doable. You can tell it's doable. This is a handgun, all right? And like I say, and I don't have it, well, I've got it in the grip here, the ATF's official edict on these things. Everything is perfectly legal, and as the ATF indicates, you may shoot the gun however you want to shoot. That has nothing to do with the legality of it. You want to shoot it, braced on your ear, whatever you want to do, that's fine. It's what the gun has on it, what you have done to it, in any way that's permanent or even semi-permanent, that makes a gun either legal or illegal. Okay, this has about a 8.5-inch barrel on it, and it's probably, the barrel's about not much different from that 44, is it? And so, yep, however you want to shoot the thing, it's up to you. That would be a sad state of affairs, really, wouldn't it, if it was dictated to me how I shoot my Model 29 44. You cannot rest it on your knee, Hickok. I'm sorry, that's illegal. You cannot shoot it left-handed. I'm sorry. Cannot shoot it with one hand or with both hands or behind your back or anything. And so that's kind of the reason we did it. You knew that. We just kind of make a point here. All right? All right. Let's take a couple more shots for this baby. 300 Blackout. Seems to be gaining in popularity. It tends to be a little more expensive to shoot, but pretty popular little round. I think it makes some sense in one of these AR pistols. Let me take a couple more at that red plate. Get down on this thing. There we go. Okay. Holding just a little low on it. Good. There's 300. And you see what else we have. John, let's back up a little bit. Let's be as safe as we can here. I know you only live once, but still, let's be careful. Somebody put a cinder block in the way. Let's black it out. Ha! Wasn't that funny? Not bad. Pretty well blacked it out, no doubt about it. And let's finish up with a couple, well, I got to put a couple more. You know what, let's do? Let's go close range on this guy. Now let's work on the burn barrel. Oh, well, I was going to crank out about 10, but didn't. You know what? We've got time. You're not in a hurry. You've already eaten supper. If you haven't, you're like me and you go on a diet anyway, right? Okay. So I am going to, oh, we've got the magazine. I forgot. Now this is a, I get carried away and don't give you the information you might like to have. Nobody ever accused me of giving too much information, maybe talking too much, but not giving too much info. I think y'all know about these things too, more so than I. I've just bought these Magpul mags and never really thought much about it. They all seem to work okay, but as I understand, in some firearms, that the second generation ones might work better. I've read things about the Tavor not liking certain generations of them or something perhaps. This seems to work fine with the Generation 2. These are second generation mags. There's a little M2 on the bottom. And this one I guess is a first generation, doesn't have the M2. But we have used it some though, and it seems to work. The metal magazines, even the one I had, yeah, here it is. That's just fairly inexpensive. You've seen those. I don't know who makes that. Just a military contract mag of some kind. Has worked fine. So we'll try this first generation Magpul. Magpul tends to make good stuff. If y'all notice that, they really do. I mean, I don't guess we've ever gotten anything from them, not asking for it. They just do. It's nice when you have a company that does things well, and they just make a variety of things that just work. So it's kind of cool. All right. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to pump a few out. Since we got a few extras, let's put a couple more on that target. Now let's go to the barrel. I love this trigger. In a cloud of dust. For good measure, put a few more on that. Don't you hate it when a firearm just works and works and works, right? Can't hate that. Can't hate that. What was that? 4 or 5 magazines worth. And we have shot it several times, and it's just cranked right along. They've tried some different kinds of ammo, and it has worked. Don't have a storehouse full of 300 Blackout, but in terms of variety. But we will likely try some subsonic, at some point here before too long in it. And but so far, man, this thing has cranked out the ammo and is a cool little firearm. I was pleasantly surprised. I know we didn't talk much in the first video with this. We were just messing with you a little bit, even though some people didn't get it, right? We were just messing with you. But I like this thing. I don't know. I know I'm sick. I like a flintlock. I like a revolver. And I like this. That means there's no hope for me. But anyway, we thank Signature Manufacturing, SMI, for giving us this. And we're glad to bring it to you and show you how it works. There we go. However long you've been watching, too long probably, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I could drag it out to 40, 30, or 50 if you want me to, and just talk about the trees or something. But it's live action, just as it's been live off camera. John and I have been pretty much alive in shooting this thing, and it's just worked. So for what that's worth, there it is. And I think they run, every one they turn out, as I understand, is a little bit different. So this thing could run anywhere from probably 800 or 1,000 up to 1,400. I don't know. It just depends on what you want on it. So as I said, I think they tend to customize most of the stuff that comes out of there. You may know them better than I do. So it depends on what you want on it. Or if you order the parts and build yourself, you might save a few bucks. I don't know. That's up to you. But I like this thing. Life is good.
Well, Dad's making me shoot this SMI 300 Blackout again. Alright, I guess I gotta shoot it. And all the suggestions that Dad had on how to shoot it, I guess the shoulder one probably is my favorite, I guess, so I'll just shoot it that way. something to hold on that. Let's see, I'm gonna come down here and shoot these propane tanks soon. Well, I hate shooting this thing, but, you know, there you go.